Welcome to Look to the Moon podcast, bringing together two friends with stories that need sharing. Join us, Jodie and Nicole, as we navigate life after loss, discussing topics around birth, trauma and baby loss, and providing a safe space for others to share their stories. Recording in progress. So, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yes, busy day, but we're all right. Yeah.
Because you've had a holiday, right?
Oh yeah, as well. Yeah, we were meant to be going camping at the weekend, Wales, but obviously the weather forecast didn't look great.
Okay.
So Richard decided to postpone that with the weather forecast, and then thought, well, we're not going away. We'll still go away. So then he booked a Haven caravan. But the only place that was available was Blackpool.
Okay.
So we went to Blackpool in a caravan. It was funny.
During the rain, yeah.
Yeah, very windy, rainy, but we were in a caravan, so it didn't really matter. We didn't get wet, and there's plenty to do for us all, and especially Lila at Havenside. So she was happy. We went swimming, and like they do all different activities that you can obviously pay for to do with them. And there's arcades in the site, and then obviously we just went into Blackpool where there's loads of arcades and fish and chips and all that. So yeah, it was nice. It was good for people watching. It was very rough, to say. Richard fit in well.
People watching. But you had a good time.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, it was. So yeah, did you do anything over the bank holiday?
No. Well, we've had a couple of viewings on the house.
Oh yeah.
So they were okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully they will materialise into something. And then I played badminton with my brother, which was quite interesting because I've not played him for a long time. Since basically I started playing like sort of competitively. I've not played against him because he's so fit, my brother. His fitness is ridiculous. So regardless of whatever my techniques like, he will beat me on fitness hands down. But they were quite close games. In all fairness, he just runs around like a lunatic, so he can get most of the shots. So, and then we didn't do much else really. Saw family, and that was about it.
Well, the weather wasn't great for doing that.
No.
Much, was it? So, yeah.
Well, Steve had to work on the bank holiday, which was a little bit, and yeah. So his work works. They do it where they give him the allowance, but he has to book them off.
Yeah.
So he was already down a few holidays this year because he went to Abu Dhabi, if you remember, for the F1 last year. So he was like, oh, I'm just going to work on the bank holiday. I was like, oh. But I find it really difficult when I'm on my own with Bonnie and I've got to occupy her all day long, and then it makes it even worse when the weather's not great.
Yeah.
So I do really struggle because I feel like I can't sit in the house all day, which then puts pressure on me to get out of the house, but then I don't know where to go.
Yeah.
And and I find going to the play centres harder work because she's still at that age where she can't just run off and play.
Yeah, no, you've got to like watch her all the time, haven't you?
Or go down the slides with her or climb up with her, and it just I feel I'm too old for it. It's terrible.
Too old, what you like? Yeah, no, I get that though. Lila's still like that now. Like she will go off and do a bit on her own, but then she's like, "Mummy, come with me. Mummy, come down the slide." And I'm like, "Oh, can I just? I'll come here, sit and have a coffee. Can you?"
I know, yeah. And I'll watch.
Yeah.
But so I ended up taking it to West Park because they've got a few smaller things there where I can just stand there and watch her climb without a fear.
Yes.
I know. Well, it brought back memories from when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Do you know that we used to end up there during the summer? And we used to get a load of crap from Sainsbury's and just sit in the park. How sad were we? We took Bon to West Park. I think it was on the first May bank holiday actually, so at the beginning of the month. And I said to Steve, I said, I remember coming into West Park and using like Sharpies or whatever to like write the names of the boys that you fancied on the equipment, proper
Yeah.
graffiti and proper criminals.
You are.
And then if do you not remember that? Was I not with you?
I
Maybe it
don't
was
think I
Hannah.
was there, Jodie. Sorry.
Maybe it was with Hannah.
You little thugs.
Yeah, rejected by a boy and going, I hate this person. I won't say
Yeah.
who it is.
Oh gosh.
In case you listen. But no, all of that's gone now. All of the terrible
Yeah.
children that used to graffiti are all grown up and have their own children now. So
Oh,
yeah, I took her there, and it was it was just before the rain hit, so it was quite nice actually.
yeah.
And then we met my brother and Chloe for some lunch. And that was
Nice.
it. And then, to be fair, I actually have been off today because I get an extra bank holiday with
Oh,
my job.
can't be bad, hey?
I
Fancy
don't
that?
know if we. I don't know why they still do it. I ain't complaining. Because our company is an association,
Yeah.
they still honour the old civil servants' bank holidays. So it's like the King's birthday,
Oh, okay.
or half birthday, or something, or his
Oh,
actual birthday. I don't really know,
no.
but I just get an extra day off, so I'm quite
Oh,
happy.
well. Nice. Very nice. And you've had some more results about your blood test, haven't you?
Yeah. So when I did a little bit of research on it,
Yeah.
um, the result was good. So for anyone who hasn't listened or needs a bit of an update, I was diagnosed with diabetes in November, following gestational diabetes during my pregnancy. And the test I had in November was a routine yearly test that I have to have because of GD now. And
Yeah.
that came back off the charts. Like your HbA1c should be under 42 or 41 and under, to be in the normal range. 42 to 48 is pre-diabetic, and my result came back at 121. I shouldn't laugh because it's really not funny. But it was, yeah, like you say, off the charts. So
Yeah.
I went for another blood test in early March, and that came down back at 64.
Yeah.
So sort of it halved, and then they put me on some new medication. And then I got retested last week, um, and it's now down to 53. So when I'd done some research, so in theory, I'm not back in the normal range.
Mm.
However, the results were on patient access, so I didn't actually even get a call. I just thought, oh, I'll check them just
Yeah.
on the off chance to see if they're there, and they were. So there was comments in it going, good diabetic control, just reinforce sort of diet and lifestyle, recheck again in 3 to 6 months. So when I did some Googling, however much you trust Google, it did say that for a diabetic, the target HbA1c, and there's two different targets. If you're older and more unfit and you're sort of classed as elderly, there's a one target. If you're young and fit and healthy, which I
Yeah.
would fall into that category, hopefully, um,
Which line?
there is tighter restrictions on
Yeah.
the brackets, like the safe brackets. So 53 to 64 is the target range for the older category.
Right.
So the target range for me as a diabetic, but as a young diabetic, would be between 42 and 48.
Hmm.
So that's in for normal people who aren't diabetic, that's the pre-diabetic range.
Yeah.
So I'm actually aiming to be in the pre-diabetic range rather than
Yeah. Then they're
the
not.
the than not. Yeah. So obviously, if I can get it back into the normal range, that would be a bonus. But now I've been diagnosed, they will treat me as well managed if I get it under the 48 mark, which I'm not
Yeah.
a
Well, you're
million
not
miles
far off
away.
that, are you? And
No.
like considering it's been like 6 months since your first diagnosis, like you've absolutely smashed getting those numbers down.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping so. It's probably mostly the medication that's doing it. But I'm not having any side effects from the medication, which I was having when I first started taking them. So all that settled down. So it's not a hardship for me to take that medication. And I have been told that there's some health benefits to one of the medications that I'm on. There's a lot of cardiac benefits to
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
So it reduces your risk of heart attack and things like
Yeah.
that. So, which is all
Nice.
good. Which
Yeah.
great what you wanted to know at the age of 33, but you've got to deal with these things,
Well,
and
yeah, exactly.
the diagnosis bothered me more when I was diagnosed, of course, but.
Yeah.
Other than taking the medication on a daily basis, it doesn't really affect my life
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm not having any of the symptoms that
Yeah.
I was having that I didn't know were symptoms of being a
Yeah.
diabetic.
Oh,
So,
well, that's really good. Well done.
thank you. But what's new with you? You have, I don't want to say certified because that's probably the wrong word. You now a SANS?
Oh, yeah. I wondered
Um,
where you were going with this then. I was thinking,
yeah,
what's she going to
I
say
don't,
now?
it's because I don't know what word to use. I mean, you are,
Sans, they're called Sans Befriender.
yeah,
So,
you
obviously,
explain because
yeah.
I won't.
So I've mentioned before in the podcast that I've always used a charity called Sans.
Hmm.
Um, after the death of Luna, and about 6 months after it, I started going to the face-to-face meetings,
Mm.
and it's all run by volunteers that have lived experiences of baby loss or like neonatal loss, pregnancy or baby loss, should I say? Sorry. Um,
Hmm.
so there was a local group. Richard was the one that actually found it and sent me packing to go to this group because I was really struggling.
He
Um,
forced you to go, didn't
he
he?
did, yeah. And to be honest, it was the best thing that I ever did that helps like with the recovery and like trying to manage and deal with the grief.
Mm.
And I've been so it's just once a month on a Wednesday evening for 2 hours, and I've been every month pretty much since that first
That first
meeting.
time, yeah.
Yeah, and I found it really really helpful, like to meet other parents. Or family members that have been through similar experiences, and it's like if you imagine like an AA meeting. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know why I'm laughing. We always laugh at
But
this.
you're sitting with a chair in a
Yeah, you
circle and
basically sit in like a semicircle, and it's
yep.
like, "Hi, I'm Nicole, and my baby died." Like, it sounds
Yeah.
awful, but it's
No.
not. Like, it was very daunting when you first go, obviously, because everything that you're talking about is awful. Like, if people listened
Mm.
from the outside and didn't know what the grief was, you'd make some eyes turn, honestly.
Mm.
But such a supportive group, and like just being able to sit there and openly say how you were feeling or what you'd
With no
experienced
judgment.
with no judgment, and it's like a safe space, and these are all people that unfortunately have been
Mm.
through something similar, and yeah, I've just found it really helpful. So I thought, you know what, if I could help another family or other parents get the same benefit as what I did,
Mm.
then it'll be worthwhile. So yeah, so I applied to do the training to become a befriender, so I
Mm.
can like lead one of the groups,
Mm.
so be supporting other parents rather than being supported.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I did my training and I passed that, and last month I did my first meeting. So you
Mm.
do it with other. There should always be more than one befriender in the group, just obviously for safety reasons and stuff. But the lady that runs my group has always been on her own ever since I've been going to it.
Yeah.
And she's amazing. Obviously, if she's poorly or something happens in her life and she can't make it that day for whatever reason, then
Mm.
the group gets cancelled. Whereas now, there's two of us, we can continue to run the group and like support each other and bring in new ideas and everything.
Mm.
So yeah, so it's really good so far.
Good.
So we've got the next one next Wednesday. Um, so we're just trying to get like more people aware of it, because it's not. It's like, I didn't know about it until like Richard basically rang the bereavement midwives and begged
Yeah.
like you have to help us somehow. It's not very openly spoken about. some of the hospitals, like our local hospital, they do have a bereavement midwife that would suggest the group and the charity following a death or a pregnancy loss.
Mm.
But obviously, Luna didn't die at our local hospital, so it was never made aware to me that this was like a local group for me. And obviously, because I didn't initially want to speak to my local bereavement midwife because I already had another two. So I'm just like really wanting to try and get it out there so it's heard and known about. Some months we'll go and there's only like two people there, and it's such a shame. Obviously, we'll go no matter what. We'd go if it was just us two, and we'll be there every month. But just trying to
Wonder if there's
out.
what else we could do. We could
Yeah. So
uh,
social media side obviously is massive because a lot, if not most, people come forward with social media. So we've been
yeah.
trying to like spread awareness on there. And
Mm-hmm.
then also, like I said, obviously I went to my GP like every other week from the first few months of losing Luna. And even my GP never said, oh, by the way, do you know of this charity? Like she didn't even know about it. So that's like my next step is to go to the GP surgery or email a GP surgery and say, look, there's this group, do you know about it? Because you never
Mm-hmm.
told me about it, basically. And give them, because we can order like all information packs and like professional leaflets for services like GPs, hospitals, and it's all for free. Like they don't have to pay for it. It's
Yeah.
all free stuff that they can get off the website. So yeah, I just need to try and spread some more awareness. And then the other thing was like there's in Sandbach anyway, there's a lot of like community notice boards that are around the town centre and like around the busy areas. So contacting them. I mean, I have contacted them once, but nobody's got back to me yet. So I'll try another way to see if like I can put some leaflets up in there. I've been like some of the local coffee shops. They have community like notice boards. They've put like leaflets up in there that say like what it is, and I have one in the shop window here, so
Nice.
people can,
No, you've
yeah,
got to do that. You've got to do
exactly.
that.
But yeah, we're just desperately because it'd be such a shame to lose it. Like it's so good, it's so helpful, and it's not just the face-to-face groups. Like you can phone in, text in, email in. There's loads of other avenues that you can speak to someone from SANS, and it's like mostly voluntary. Or there's a face-to-face groups, and obviously personally I found those the most useful. I like seeing people in person rather than
Yeah.
talking on the phone and not knowing who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
prefer that too.
yeah, that's why I went to the groups and I've stuck with that. But yeah, it's really good. Just trying to find the time to like do stuff. It's a bit tricky at the moment, but
Well, you've got a business to run as well. Was
yeah.
that a pun? Was that a pun you just used?
Did
It's a
I?
bit
What I wanted to
tricky.
say.
It's tricky
Oh,
at the
did you
moment.
know? Yeah, hey, dropping my business name in there, you know.
Tricky is something. Well, you're recording for you. You should have your logo somewhere in the background.
Yeah, no, I've not even got my. I do have a Tricky's hoodie, and I've not even got that on. I've got my ladies boot camp hoodie on
Oh,
instead.
that's all right.
But yeah,
Promoting ladies boot camp, free
as you can
advertising
see,
there.
I've got my machine here.
Yes. I will have to put this. I'll have to put this on YouTube, Nicole.
I haven't got anything to show you the logo even, but yeah, it's like
This
the
is
shop.
terrible. This is terrible.
And
Advertising. You got free
oh,
advertising
here we go.
for all our 25 listeners.
Here we go, everyone. This is Tricky's logo
Trickies.
and fan batch.
Dry cleaning, anybody?
Yeah,
And laundry.
laundry. As you can see, trainer cleaning on the
Trainer
shelf.
cleaning as well. And
Yeah,
very
well,
big
it's
machines.
place that I can get some peace and quiet because not after the last one with my daughter shouting me 20 times in the background, Richard snoring, drunk downstairs. It was just a disaster. And then my laptop ran out, didn't it? Because I didn't charge.
You were just terrible. I just don't even know. I don't even know why there's two people in this podcast.
I don't, honestly. I just talk and that's it.
That's all we really need
That's
to
all
do,
I
isn't it?
really do in this, isn't it? But yeah, I am here. That's all
You're
that matters.
here. And it's been, like, to be fair, it's been a bit of a while since we actually recorded, and neither of us have introduced the episode.
Oh yeah, no. Do you know? I did think that when we press record, I was like,
Oh,
no idea what episode we're on, but we can just add it in later, can't we?
I don't need to. Don't
Yeah.
need to. It's episode 50.
50?
15.
I
I
was going to say, I
think,
don't think we're on that many, Jodie.
let me just have a look. I think it's episode 15. Because yeah, it is episode 15. We're
Okay.
just going shortly, in about 15
Yeah,
minutes, we're actually going into a new interview
yeah,
with a lady called Cara,
yeah.
if that's how you pronounce it, because her baby was called Lachlan,
Lachlan,
which
yeah.
sounds very Irish, if I've got that right. Is Lachlan an Irish name?
Oh, I thought Scottish. Oh, I'm terrible. I'm so sorry if that's wrong, but I thought Lachlan's a Scottish name.
Uh, hmm.
Oh
It
no, I
doesn't
think you
really
might be right.
doesn't really say. It says uh,
Oh, it says it is considered a Scottish name on AI, and AI is always right.
oh right, okay. Is Lachlan is it says is Lachlan Scottish or Irish? And Lachlan is one of these Irish names and it means land of the lakes. Lachlan is ultimately a Gaelic name shared in Irish, Scottish and Welsh,
Oh, well, there we go.
referring to the Vikings of Norway.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pronounced Lachlan.
yeah,
But I don't know because we had our previous episodes were with a lady
yeah.
called
Era,
Kira,
and we
but
pronounced her
her
name.
name could have been pronounced in various different
Yeah,
ways. Like it could have been Sierra,
yeah. Or Kiara.
Yara,
Yeah,
Kira. So, but Kira was Irish, so I never want to assume I've got the pronunciations of names right because I usually get them wrong.
oh, but you're right.
Um, but yeah, so we're going
Yeah.
to go into an
Well, yeah.
interview.
We'll soon find out,
We'll
everybody.
soon find out in episode because this will be episode 15, which is a very, very quick
Yeah.
catch-up episode. Is there anything else that we need to discuss in this episode?
I don't think so. So, have you got anything else?
Don't know. I think I had an idea that we should start taking notes just in our day-to-day life of
Yeah.
anything to do with parenting or
Mhm.
anything that relates to our individual stories,
Yeah.
and then we can sort of go through them. Because I think I go through my life and I go, oh, I need to tell Nicole that on the podcast, or I'm going through this and I want to speak about it.
Yeah.
And then you forget,
Yeah.
life, your weeks go by and we've not recorded. And I'm thinking, there's good content here that we're missing
Mm.
out on. So maybe we
Yeah.
need to
Well,
start
do you know
making
what? Now
notes.
you've just said that, I'll
Right.
say something and ask everyone. Well, ask everyone. Ask the people that are listening.
Yeah, yeah.
How on earth do you control a 4-year-old?
Mhm. Oh, can I
And
ask the
she's
same question
feral.
of a 2-year-old? Because she's feral as well.
Oh my goodness! This weekend while we've been away, like I know it's all very exciting, for a 4-year-old. She's away, she's on holiday, and it's overstimulating. Well, she doesn't nap anyway,
Mm,
unless we're in the car. And like she's guaranteed to fall asleep if we're on a long journey.
yeah.
But she didn't sleep even though we were like non-stop, like walking around, walking the dogs, going swimming, just like doing loads, arcade, like everything's just crazy. But she wouldn't nap. And then it comes to like the night time, and obviously there's like the kids' evening entertainment, and she's discoing, dancing, playing games, all that. And then towards like past her usual bedtime, so she usually goes to bed between 7, half 7. And that's like has always suited her at the age she's at currently. But
Yeah.
we were obviously staying up a bit later because we were on holiday, so it was coming to I don't know, like 8:30 or whatever, and thinking that she's tired. Should we go back? And she's like, no. But it's like the disco. She's like battering me, punching me, trying to bite me, like
Mm.
just going absolutely wild. And I'm like, it's always aimed at me. It's not aimed at Richard. It's always aimed at me. And she's like
Yeah.
hitting me, smacking me, screaming like I'm doing something terrible. And I'm like, just sat there, like, will you calm down? And the Richard took her to the shop and bought her a little. I don't agree with it, but a toy gun. Very terrible. My
Is this
4-year-old
after that
daughter.
she's kicked off?
So this was before, so she'd got the gun
Okay.
in her hand at this point, and it's just like a light up one, and when you shine it to the floor, it like made a pattern on the floor.
Okay.
So
Right.
but still, really, obviously, because she's really girly, my daughter. And she was stood behind me, and the people that were sat next to me were like, "Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but your daughter stood behind you, like pretending to shoot you, like with a really angry face." And I'm
Oh
like,
no.
"It doesn't surprise me." And I'm
No.
like, "If you bought this gun, you can deal with this." But it
Yeah.
literally got to the point that she was hitting me that much, I had to get up and walk out and said to Richard,
Off.
"We're going now," because it's embarrassing. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, oh, I get all frustrated. Obviously, you can't retaliate because she's
No.
four. I
Even though
tell her off.
you do
Yeah,
feel like you just want to
whack a
punch
wall.
them, but
Yeah,
you have to
obviously,
refrain
you don't
yourself.
do that. Yeah. So I was just like, yeah, it's time to go now, Richard. And I just got up and walked out. But then she's like running off like around this busy um area where it's really busy and like running like we're doing something terrible to her and screaming.
Yeah.
Oh god, it was so embarrassing. And every night she did that. So we didn't
Yeah.
learn. She didn't
Yeah.
learn a lesson. And then afterwards she's like, sorry mummy. And I'm like, what? I hate people saying sorry when you don't mean it. And Rich is like, she's four, she doesn't understand. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, but she does understand because when she wants something, she's like, sorry for hitting you, mummy, sorry
Yeah,
for
so
doing
she understands that
so,
it's wrong because she's apologising.
yeah,
We've got the same with Bon at the moment. That she's a daddy's girl. She loves her
mm,
daddy. She doesn't like mummy,
mm,
and it's she she hits me.
yeah,
She doesn't tend to hit Steve unless he's really told her off, but I'm more of the disciplinarian, so I will be the one that tells her off. So I don't know whether that's why
yeah,
she doesn't. She's never bitten. She's not a
mm,
biter, and hopefully maybe she won't be one. But when she's not getting her way, she can slap.
yeah,
And like the other day, we were at my mum's actually, and they've bought this god awful Mr. Tumble truck thing that I'm thinking, oh God, if that makes one more noise, I'm gonna pull my hair out. But it's got a little hard wooden Mr. Tumble doll plastic shit thing.
yeah.
And she came over to me, and I must have said, no, don't do something or don't do that. And she hit me right on the kneecap with this
Oh,
Mr. Tumble doll. And do you know when like someone's testing your reflexes and you
yeah.
I didn't kick her by the way, just a caveat. I
On the
didn't she
side
didn't
of the
hit me on
room.
the kneecap and I kicked my leg. But that's what it felt like, but it really hurt.
Yeah.
And like but then I lose my patience and
Mm,
then I'm like, right, we're leaving now because she loves Nanny and Grandad. So I'm like, no, if you're not gonna behave, we're going home. And I don't know what to do in that situation. I don't know whether to shout. I don't know whether to stay calm. I don't.
yeah.
You can't retaliate.
No.
Um, you know, what do you do? Do you ignore them? Do
Mm,
you put them on? Like we've got this thing where we've got a naughty step, but it's not a step. We put her at the back door because we don't want her playing on our stairs. Do you know,
yeah.
because they're a
Fair
spiral
enough.
staircase. So, and the other threat is, right, you're going to go to bed,
Yeah.
which
I say that.
I've been told not to say that
Oh,
because they don't want them to be fearful of going to bed.
no.
But during the day, it works because I start making my way up the stairs, and she goes, "Sorry, mummy,
Yeah.
sorry." So
Yeah.
she knows that if she's been really bad, the threat of going to bed
Yeah.
seems to jolt her into realizing that she's done wrong. But I don't know what to tell you, Nicole, because I'm going through the same thing with a very
Oh,
naughty
yeah.
2-year-old. But Bonnie tends to, and I don't know whether this, you're giving me an insight of what's to come.
What's the fun? Yeah, sorry.
But Bonnie tends to not do it in public.
Oh,
She won't
okay.
hit in public.
Yeah.
She generally only does it at home.
Mm,
She does it rarely at my parents' and then doesn't
yeah.
really do it anywhere else. So
No.
I don't know whether it's just because she can push our boundaries
Yeah, and she's in
at
like her
home.
comfort zone.
Yeah, so I don't know,
Mm.
is the answer. If anybody else has got any ideas on how
Maybe
to
that's
deal
just
with.
what kids are like. I just
Well, they say in it that it's about them sort of expressing their anger, but I think from
Yeah,
a child at Lila's age, she can express how she feels. Or
yeah,
maybe
no,
she doesn't. Maybe she can express, but maybe she doesn't fully understand all her emotions. So
yeah,
I don't know.
no,
But is she reacting that way because you're telling her something that she doesn't want to hear?
yeah, probably.
So you know, she wanted to leave, and
Yeah,
you wanted to leave to put her to bed, but she didn't want to
you didn't
leave.
want to. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, who knows? But we'll see. See how we get on, hey?
Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping it's a phase, but when Lila's 4 and a bit,
Yeah,
I'm not holding out much hope.
not long ago.
And I don't know whether it's a girl thing or a boy thing. I don't know if anybody's experienced, especially if anyone's got 2 children of the different genders.
Yeah,
A girl's more prone to that. And
mm,
like you say, you seem to be the victim of it, and I seem to be the victim of it, and we've both got girls.
yeah,
And they're daddy's girls, aren't they?
yeah.
So,
Yeah, but Richard and probably Steve let them get away with more than we do. Like you say, you discipline them more than Steve, and I'm the same. I'm
mm,
like yesterday, she went out on a bike while we were walking the dogs around the estate, and she had a baseball cap thing on, and then a hood up because it was raining.
okay.
So Richard said, "Oh, you don't need to put your helmet on," and I was like, "Sorry, what?" Like, no, she puts a helmet on no matter what. And he's like, being the nice, good, cool daddy, and I'm like, "No, you get that helmet on." And I was like
Yeah.
shouting in the middle of the street, like,
Get
"Why
it
would you
on!
put your helmet on?" I was
Yeah.
like, "Why would you even say that?" Like, and this isn't slacking off Richard at all, by the way, because he was just trying to easy life, like
Yeah, yeah.
only riding around the block. But there's still cars in our estate, and some of them do
Mm.
go screaming round.
And if she fell off as well, it's not
Yeah,
about the vehicles and stuff.
terrible bloody sense of balance. If she wobbled over like she does every time we go out on the bike and she
Yeah.
got into there, said, "Who's explaining when we go to hospital that she didn't have a helmet on?" Because it's not going to
Mm.
be me as the ex-nurse, that's for
And I
sure.
think she's not at an age at the moment where she'll go, oh, it's not stylish or cool to wear a helmet. So if you teach her at an early age that it's all
Yeah,
about safety and stuff, then it's just ingrained then. And
yeah,
when you're not around,
yeah,
she'll be more inclined to be safe.
yeah, exactly, yeah. But
Mm,
yeah, it's just like I can't believe that you've just said that, like, because that's like one of the biggest things is about we've always been about her not hurting herself, especially after everything else that we've been through. And I'm like,
sure.
why would you even say that? I was so
Yeah.
mad.
But I get that. And I literally had the conversation with my dad because this is after Bonnie hit me with Mr. Tumble. Um, and I basically shouted at her and said, hitting's not nice. You need to say sorry to mummy for hitting. Um, and then I knew that she was going to throw a tantrum, and she
Yeah,
she threw 2 tantrums actually while I was at my mum and dad's. And I said to my dad, I said, I know it'd be easier to give in
yeah,
because then she won't have the tantrums because the tantrums can last forever, it seems.
yeah,
But I thought I
yeah,
can't do it for an easy life. I can't. Like, if I just give in now, then she'll just be a naughty kid for the rest of her life, and I
yeah.
can't.
Exactly.
However horrible they are.
Oh
But
no,
anyway,
yeah. No, we'll get there.
we will.
Hey.
Right, we're going to go into this interview. So this
Yeah,
wraps up episode 15,
15.
even though we didn't introduce it at the beginning, but I don't really, doesn't really
Never
matter.
mind. It's only
It's
episode
it's
one.
on the label. When people click on it, it'll say episode 15.
Exactly. Yeah,
So we are going to dial out.
yeah.
Um,
I need to
well, we're
make proof.
not. We're not gonna dial out, but
No,
we
we'll just
are gonna
stop
dial.
recording.
We're
We'll start
gonna
recording.
stop this episode, and then we're gonna
Yeah.
go into the interview. But if we are looking for guests, so
Yeah.
if anybody would like to sit down with us and share their stories, please do get in touch. You can DM us on Instagram at Look to the Moon Podcast. You can also email us at hello@looktothemoonpodcast.com, and we're on TikTok, which I'm
Yeah.
opening TikTok now because I don't know our handle on TikTok off by heart. Oh, it's at Look to the Moon Podcast, and this is where this new interview has come from. It's a lady that we have connected through TikTok, even though I feel far too old for TikTok because I don't know how to use it. But we are on TikTok for those who are as well. So yeah, if you're interested in sharing your story, please do get in touch with us. And we shall catch you on the next episode.
Yeah,
We're gonna
see you there.
bye.